Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel. Annamorfidis here with Mending Hearts Counseling, and today's video we're going to talk about manifesting your ex. I know this is something that a lot of people want to do, and there are so many different YouTubers that have methods, techniques. They all kind of have the same idea on how to do it. I feel like I've watched probably all of them because I really wanted to understand this concept before I go ahead and encourage this with anyone that I work with, because honestly, I really don't believe in it. I feel, based on what I know, that when we chase something that is walking away from us in the first place, that's not going with the flow of life. That's not accepting what is, right? Because the best way to live our life is to go with the flow. Do not go with a resistance. Besides, whatever we resist, it will persist anyways. So if this person is resisting wanting to be with us in a relationship, it'll just keep persisting. So why even manifest that same person back? Is it because they made you feel really good? So ask yourself that question. Why do I want to manifest this person back? Is it because they made you feel just so wonderful and connected and delightful? Did they make you feel secure? Did they make you feel safe? Were you heard? What is it that you are missing from this person and you want to go back to them? And like Hussey always says, if your answer is, oh, it's just that feeling, then you know that you're in trouble, because saying, oh, I just have this feeling, the feeling of connection or the feeling of feeling so good around them, but you can't exactly say in words, they communicated with me effectively. They were invested and they were spending the exact amount of time that I felt comfortable in. They made me feel heard. They made me feel secure. They didn't use foul language. They were kind. They were generous with their time and their words. If none of these are your answers, then think about why you want to manifest this person anyways, because what you're really doing is you are preventing the universe from bringing you in something else that is supposed to take that place. That is going with the natural flow of life. What is meant to be yours will be rightfully yours. If this person is meant to come back into your life, then they will come back into your life. In the meantime, you need to understand why this connection did not work out in the first place, because connections don't work out either because of your own traumas or their traumas, your own negative core beliefs or their negative core beliefs, right? You can't control what the other person chooses to do or not to do. And I feel like controlling fate and calling in that person is actually, at the end of the day, not doing you any favors, because if you both have not done your work, you're going to go back into the same place anyways. You're going to experience the exact same thing. Now, if you're choosing to do your work and you're recognizing perhaps what you could do differently next time for a more successful relationship, and you realize what core wounds and traumas were triggered from a particular experience, then you're going to either attract that same person but in a healed version. Okay, this is very important. You don't want to be with someone who has not taken the time to heal their stuff, or somebody else who is reflecting your soul's new energy where it is in that moment. So don't manifest your ex back. You're doing yourself a disservice. Allow the universe to bring you in what is rightfully yours, whether it's that same person in a different version of themselves, because there is no greater person other than the newer and better version of an old self, or somebody else. You just don't know, but you have to have faith and trust that the universe has you back. The universe won't take something away from you unless it knows it's supposed to be replaced with something else, or with that person just in a different version of them, because you both need to heal. And yes, I do understand, like Stephen Speaks, he actually explained it in the best way possible that I could think of. There are those connections. And Brian Weiss says that we may have 3 or 4 of them in our lifetime that are of soulmate nature, right? Because then we have karmic connections, we have twin flame connections, which there's one divine counterpart to your either masculine or feminine energy. And then we have 3 or 4 soulmates, and then we can have countless of karmic experiences as well. But the soulmate connection, yes, it feels different than any other one. It feels like your spirit is recognizing itself in somebody else across lifetimes and generations and endless bond. So I understand this connection, and I know that I have felt it myself as well. But you can't just solely take that as a compass to why you want to go back to that relationship, because everyone has free will. And like Brian Weiss says, if one soulmate chooses to not exercise that beauty of a soulmate connection and they do their work, it's detrimental to the one that is awakened and is doing the work. And it's not for your greatest advantage anyways to be with a soulmate that's not recognizing it and not wanting to do the work, to fight for you, essentially, to fight for you in this connection. Then allow yourself to do your own work. And Brian Weiss, he's actually a psychologist, like really famous. He's a pioneer of regression therapy. And through all of his years, endless of like over 50 years of regression therapy, where people will go into previous lifetimes and they would recount the amount of soulmates that they would have. He has now documented that it's about 3 or 4 major loves that most of his clients who are able to regress into their previous lifetimes are able to recount, and they just keep showing up in each and every lifetime that they are reincarnated in. The book that Dr. Brian Weiss wrote that talks about that is called Many Masters, Many Lives. It's really amazing. It's one of it actually is the first book that I read that has just magically transformed my life, because it opened up to so much more than I didn't know existed. And yeah, and it also gives you so much faith to know that you don't just have to be stuck on one person, right? We have a few soulmates that come in and out of our lives, and we also don't know for how long our soul contract is going to be. So who are we to fight with destiny? Because sometimes a soulmate is supposed to come in just like this to help you get to your soul's purpose, to ignite you, to become a catalyst. And that might just be for a month or for a week or for 10 years. Like, you just don't know for how many years a soulmate is supposed to be in your life. But if someone chooses to exercise their free will to either stay or go, I would say allow that to be. Because why are we manifesting someone to come back to us who chose to walk away from us in the first place? That's not high self-worth. I'm sorry, that's not high self-worth. That's not believing that you can have that again. Just take what you felt from that experience and remember that you can have it. Maybe it might be him or her or just a different version of them. But I do know for a fact that if you don't heal your lessons that you were strongly being shown in that connection that didn't work, there's going to be another person with a different face that will reflect those same wounds back to you. So your job is to heal your wounds, do your work, raise your vibration, take what you loved from that relationship, add it onto your vision board, sit with that feeling, and allow the universe to do its magic to either bring that same person back to you in a healed version. I'm highlighting that. Or I know for a fact it's going to bring you in something else, but you have to make the room in order to allow for something greater to come in. Don't do yourself the disservice and misjustice to not allow what is meant to be yours to come in. And believe me, I understand attaching and wanting that particular person, but ask yourself again that question, why? if you honestly answer that question, why do I want this person back? And you'll see and hear things such as, well, he did not make me feel safe. He did not make me feel secure. The communication was really shitty. It was on and off. There was breadcrumbing. If the list goes on and on and on, why do you want to go back there anyways? Walk away. Ask for the complete opposite and let the universe bring that in for you, whether it's through that same person or somebody else. Remember that all this stuff is happening for you. Manifest your future, not your past. Manifest the experience that you want based on what you didn't like that you have experienced before. Please do like my video if you like it. I would love to hear, as always, I love your comments, questions, concerns, and do subscribe as well so you never miss any of my videos. If you have anything that you would like for me to talk about, I would love to. And until next time, it's Halloween day today. Happy Halloween. If you're celebrating it, stay safe, grounded, and don't eat too much candy, or maybe do today. Just allow yourself to do it guilt-free. Okay, until next time.